Hello, welcome to Mindful Cooking by Xavier, where I explore mental health issues coupled with my passion for culinary arts. Today, the visuals will show me preparing carbonara pasta with specific ingredients and no extras, and using a cooking technique that is slightly unconventional. I emphasize specific ingredients because if there are other ingredients other than what I show, it will not be called carbonara. It will be called something else altogether. I will also share with you how I get my clinical depression treated with expert help. This is important because most people will think that mental health issues can be resolved through strong willpower alone. I was one of these people, but I exhausted myself trying. I can date my first treatment to be at the start of March 2021 when I went to a local private hospital for a session by a counseling and art therapist. I didn't ask specifically for anyone because this was sponsored by the public service at that time. Hence, I was randomly assigned to someone available. Thankfully, my assigned counselor was kind and empathetic, and she took me through the process of thinking my thoughts through. One session led to another, and very soon I was visiting her as often as once every fortnight. These counseling sessions, which I lost count, lasted until June 2021. To be honest, they seemed like talk therapy. I felt more relaxed for a while after every session, but I get the same symptoms back after a short while when the daily grind returns. This is not to say that these counseling sessions were ineffective. They served a purpose then to attempt to regulate my thought patterns. I then sought a formal diagnosis by their in-house psychiatrist because I was seeing little improvement. From there, I was diagnosed with adjustment disorder, which is supposed to be a temporary mental illness that doesn't last long. By then, I felt I had to quit my public service job because I could not make any real contribution to work due to my depressed state. I tendered my resignation and left in mid-August 2021, and with that, my counseling sessions ended. I had significant difficulty in finding another full-time job, so I did part-time work as a hotel chef and embarked on the local course to obtain an instructor certificate, ACLP in short, which I'll explain in a future video. Over the course of the year 2022, I kept myself busy, though not financially very stable. Through my freelance work as a culinary instructor, my second son Joseph was born, so I had more fathering duties, and my former domestic helper contracted cancer, in which we supported her treatment. This cancer topic is one that I'll cover next time. All these happenings kept me occupied, so in a way, I did not think much about my depressed state, or if I was depressed in the first place. At this point, I believed that I willed myself out of depression, but no. Towards the end of 2022, I felt the same depression symptoms again, this time a bit more forcefully. Low mood and low motivation was a constant despite me trying to will myself out of it. I did try to pray, but it wasn't effective enough. On my birthday in November that year, I wrote a long Facebook post detailing what I experienced, and at that moment I came to somewhat acknowledge that I had depression all this while, or perhaps it was ADHD. I was unwilling to seek treatment again due to the exorbitant cost, and I felt that talk therapy was not going to help much and will be a waste of resources. I was prepared to live with a constant low mood and motivation until a relative who saw my Facebook post contacted me and persuaded me to seek treatment from both a psychologist and psychiatrist. To cajole me even more, this relative passed me a sum of money to get started on the treatment. Mind you, this was after a lot of persuasion in that it is essential that I get treated. So okay, I contacted the recommended psychologists and psychiatrists, and my formal treatment began in March 2023. On a side note, I contacted a close contact psychologist, and he said that I do not exhibit the characteristics of a person with ADHD. This was corroborated when I sought a second opinion from another psychologist who I am still seeing. The psychiatrist formally diagnosed me as having persistent depressive disorder, PDD in short, or dysthymia scientifically. I will share more about this formal treatment that I'm undergoing undergoing for a PDD in a future video. With that, let us get back to the visuals of making a pasta carbonara. I can say I am quite particular about authenticity in Italian cuisine. So a carbonara essentially has 5 ingredients only: a thick, long-shaped pasta, guanciale or pancetta if guanciale is not available, fresh eggs, Parmigiano Reggiano or Pecorino Romano cheese, and lastly crushed black pepper. Carbonara has no cream and no bacon at all. Guanciale or pancetta is not bacon. The technique of mixing everything together in a bowl and not in the pan is to make it easier to control the heat so that we do not get scrambled eggs. Never use strong heat when combining the ingredients, aka mantecatura. And once the pasta carbonara is served, please eat it immediately, for it will not taste as good if you leave it sitting on the plate out there. Buon appetito. God bless.